This video is going to teach you about how to use the compatible numbers strategy. This is the newest strategy we have learned as a class, and if you're a parent watching this, it may be you're the most unfamiliar with. It's new to me this year as well. I've noticed that it helps the kids who don't have their multiplication facts totally memorized. So if you find that your kid is having a hard time recalling multiplication facts, this might be a great strategy for them. So we're going to jump right in. We have 954 as our dividend, and 4 is our divisor. So what I always have the kids do, and for this problem, we're actually going to bring this way down because we are going to write our quotients down the side. It kind of reminds me of the partial quotients video. If you've watched that one, we're going to put parts of our quotients down this side and add them up at the end. But I like that line because it kind of keeps it separate. So over to the side, I asked the kids to write times 5 times 10 times 100. These are common multiplication facts that most of the kids have memorized quickly. You don't have to use these, but if the kids feel stuck, they can use these. So I'm going to walk you through this like we do it in class. So first I'm going to look at 954 as a whole. That's different than the standard algorithm method where we just look at the 9 first. So if you're using compatible numbers, you're looking at the whole number. So 4 times 5, that only gets me to 20. That's not going to work to get me close to 954. 4 times 10, that gets me 40. Still not close enough. Now 4 times 100, that equals 400. I could get closer, and if you or your child thinks they can get closer by multiplying by, say, 200, they definitely can. I'm just going to stick with 100 for now. So since I'm multiplying by 100, I'm going to put it over here as part of my quotient, and 4 times 100 equals 400. I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4, 5 minus 0 is 5, and 9 minus 4 is 5. So now I'm working with 554. I've used up 100 groups of 4, so I subtracted 400 away from my 954, and now I have 554 to divide up. So since 554 is close to 400, I'm going to use 100 again. So I'm going to use another 100 groups of 4, which equals 400. I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 5 minus 0 is 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. So now I've knocked myself all the way down to 154. So I can't use 400 again. That's too big. So let me go over here. Let me think. Well, 4 times 10, that's 40. If your child is struggling to think of something else, have them subtract by 40 here. But we can get a lot closer. So I'm thinking, I'm going to cover up that 4 and look at just the 15. Well, 4 times what can get me close to 15? I know 4 times 3 equals 12. And I know that means 4 times 30 equals 120. So let's use 30 here. So I'm going to write 30 over here because it's a partial quotient now. And I'm going to subtract by 120. That knocks me all the way down to 34. So I'm going to go back over to my ideas over here. And I know 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 10 is 40. Well, I can't go to 40. That's too big. So 4 times 5 gets me 20. That's pretty close, but can I get closer? Well, I know 4 times 8 equals 32. Again, if you don't know that off the top of your head, just use 4 times 5 equals 20. You will still get the same answer in the end. So I'm going to subtract 32, and I need to put 8 over here because now 8 is part of my quotient. Now I have 2. I can't make any more groups of 4 when I just have 2. If I just have 2 ones, I cannot make a group of 4. So I know that's my remainder. To find my quotient, I need to add all of these numbers up. Okay? I'm going to do this mentally. If you or your child wants to line them up so that all their ones match up, that will help them add it quicker and more efficiently. So the ones column is 8, the tens column is 3, the hundreds column is 2. Our quotient is 238, and we can't forget we have remainder 2. So compatible numbers is great for kids when they don't know all their multiplication facts. And I didn't just use times 5, times 10, times 100, but you could. You'd do more subtracting, but they are sometimes more comfortable with subtracting than multiplying larger numbers. And again, we still got the same answer.